I see it. It's yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like anyone that bought Dark Side on vinyl
That's
definitely has that.
that's the cover.
Hmm.
That's that
No,
came
it's not. It's
that
not the
came
cover.
that came with it.
You get like a series of posters with them.
That's fucking cool. And there's a whiteboard, and then the main thing that we're sitting at right now is essentially like a control station. There's I see two keyboards. Is this like a MIDI? What I mean,
That's the Ableton Push.
there you go. Thank you. Two speakers. I don't even know what that is, but it's an old fashioned Tascam. It looks like tape.
Reel to reel, yeah.
Yep. I'm sorry. There's another keyboard. There it is. A wall of XLR cables. Another tiny keyboard. Yeah, I mean this is
It
sick.
goes on.
It
There's
goes
like
on.
I'm trying to get like a shelf like above all this shit where I can put like all my wacky like wooden and percussion instruments and stuff like that.
Nice.
Like I got kalimba and like dumb shit like that. Anyway, I think that's a good enough intro. Thanks for tuning in and sticking with it. I don't like to cut these. I kind of like the rawness
Oh, you're just
of
gonna
it.
let it go.
I'm probably gonna let that just go. Maybe cut out some of the
Yeah.
sounds, but yeah. So I'm here with Evan Galiffa.
Yes.
That's how you properly say it. Who is one hell of a film guy,
Thank you.
and yeah, I'm happy to have you here. What's up, man?
Yeah, man, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. This is dope.
Now, if anyone is confused, oh yeah, cool, film guys on this. Like, what could he have possibly done with Paul? He did the fucking intersex video, the Internet Explorer video, and I keep saying the wrong title.
Intersex.
Yeah, it was a placeholder name. But he did the fucking people eating fruit video, and he makes a bunch of short films on his own, and it's just, it's next level to have worked with you and to like been a part of that, because I work at RTI, as you know,
Yeah.
and we do view house sessions through NPR, and like watching them come in and do their whole crazy setup with like, you know, like the big lights and the light stands and the power and the cameras. It's always like, wow, that's so crazy. And then to have that day where we just wrecked RTI with our whole film crew and all the film stuff was just like, yes, here's ours.
Yeah, yeah.
It was so awesome.
It was cool, dude. I always love working with you. You are one of those people that I enjoy working with and hanging around because I think you make me better. Because you're constantly working, you're constantly hustling. You have so many projects all the time. It's like I see what you're doing, and I'm like, I should be doing that with film. I feel like I'm not even doing. Like I'm trying to do that, and I'm inspired by that level of hustle. I really am.
Appreciate it. That's I feel like that's such a crazy uphill battle though, because fucking film, I've always said this about like editing and just like all the post shit and just moving around files and stuff.
Yeah.
Like film is like moving boxes while audio is papers.
You know, I get that because film is like all encompassing and it requires many different art forms to come together. But at the same time, I don't know if that's necessarily a fair analogy, only because film falls apart if you don't have all of your ducks in a row, essentially, right? So without the audio being perfect and having people who know how to do that, your film might as well not even have been made, because having shitty audio ruins your entire movie.
Sadly, yeah. I mean, and funny enough, it doesn't go the other way.
No, right.
Like you could have a piece of shit
video
film or whatever,
but like for the same music video, right? If the song is still good, doesn't really matter if the video that corresponds with it is great. But if you have like a knockout story and like amazing actors and blah blah blah, blah whatever, if you're shitty audio,
you can't hear it.
It doesn't matter. It's over.
Oh my god! Every time I think of how bad audio can be, like you ever play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? You know what I'm like? Those cutscenes were fucked, man. Every cutscene.
You're really pulling out the references here, man.
I want to have a niche audience. I want to really just have people that are me listening. But like those fucking cutscenes are garbage. It's just like like their stupid music that they wrote for the Sonic game is blasting.
Yeah.
And you just hear like, oh, Tails.
I'm about to say, it's super distracting.
It's so fucked.
Yeah.
Like that. I'll bust it out sometimes because we got the Dreamcast downstairs.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Fucking, we were rolling, just going through it, and it's just like, why can't we hear this fucking thing?
Yeah, but you know what? To be fair, those Sonic games are like notoriously shitty.
Horrible.
Like, yeah, when
Any
it comes to
3D Sonic
cutscenes,
game.
especially, it's like,
Oh my god, dude! I lost my ID, whole wallet recently.
oh shit.
Like Georgie V went on a little weekender, and I guess we just lost it at oh shit, hold up. And we're back. Sorry. Literally was just talking about how I lost my wallet over this Georgie V tour, and just bought some GoPuff, got some Trulies. Truly, please sponsor me. And I can't find this new wallet, so
I'm sure it's somewhere.
yeah. So crisis continues. Holy shit. Anyway, so where were we? Talking about wallets and shit. Yeah, I feel really stupid.
I don't. I'm sure that it's somewhere, dude. It'll turn up.
Yeah. All right, back to the podcast. Fucking Sonic games were dope.
Yeah.
No, but no, you're right. Like when they ever did like 3D ones, it was like, this is awesome. But like as a kid, even you're like, this is I'm running around all the places I'm Tails now. Oh my, like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were like awesome, but even as a kid, you were like, this is pretty garbage.
Dude, what was that Shadow game?
Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah, was it just called Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah, it was called Shadow the Hedgehog,
Yeah,
and
dude,
you have a
that
fucking gun.
Dude, that game is so bad. That game is so bad.
I've been watching Game Grumps play that shit lately.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh,
nice.
it's so fucking
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Dude.
Oh my god. All you ever like Sonic and the Secret Rings, like the first one that came out for the Wii. I like borrowed my neighbor's and I gave it back to him within an hour.
Holy shit.
And I was just like, hey guy,
this is terrible.
there's something wrong here. You just need to take this game back. It just sucks because those games were so dope as a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you remember Sonic Colors?
No, I remember Sonic Heroes.
Dude, Colors, I think it was for the Wii, I want to say.
Wait, I do remember that name. I do remember seeing that.
Dude.
Another bad one?
Oh my god, it was so bad. And the theme song, like my friend used to play it all the time. I just want
It canceled only 5 seconds. That's fucking crazy. Dude, honestly, the music is tight.
The music is tight.
Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack, like City Escape was so fucking tight.
Yeah,
All the Knuckles raps, I don't give a fuck. They were so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I would just like playing them back now, like it's just like they really did this. Like in the studio, it's like, yo, it's Knuckles. Gotta find all the emeralds in a limited time here in the aquatic mine.
You know what though? Just segueing off of like video game raps, the DK Donkey rap from Donkey Kong 64, that shit's pretty fly. I mean that song is pretty good.
The amount of people that actually sample DK games is crazy.
Oh yeah, like oh yeah.
Not even that. Like Drake sampled the one fucking level I forget.
Really?
Yeah, like Six God. Remember that track like a while ago?
Yeah.
That's Donkey Kong level, man.
Oh, I have to go back and re-listen to
Yeah, I
that.
forget-
Donkey Kong had good fucking music.
Yeah,
dude.
dude, it was tight. So did like Chrono Trigger. You ever see?
Yeah, dude, Chrono
Holy
Trigger
shit.
had really
That's
good music.
pretty much Epic Emerson, Lake and Palmer, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
Very fucking proggy and stuff.
Yeah.
Super crazy stuff. So going to that area of like nostalgia and video games and
Yeah.
childhood, was there anything that was very memorable for you in like the sense of oh, that's so cool, like I want to do that, like for film or like any
Yeah.
movies or
Well-
scenes even where you're just like, what, I want to make something like, or like how can I be a part of
Something
this
like
process?
that. Yeah. I've always tried to pinpoint if there was a specific moment that kind of got me into film. My family, for all of the, fucked up shit that is my family, the one thing, that we related with each other, excuse me, on was always movies. Like, there's 8 of us, and
That's a
between
big family.
right,
Wow.
yeah,
A
like
lot of brothers and
boys,
sisters?
8 boys,
8 boys?
yeah, yeah.
8 boys.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were including, like, grandma,
No,
grandpa, the
no.
dog,
Like, there's eight children.
toilet. Holy shit,
Right.
man.
Yeah. So like the only thing that would ever get us to shut up collectively was watching a movie together. So that probably ingrained something in my mind like, wow, how can I engage people in this way? But more specifically, the Harry Potter films definitely left a lasting impression on like my young mind, because the earliest memory I have of going to the movies is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That movie came out, I was like 5 or 6.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, same thing. And I remember my little brother was like 2 or 3, and he had attachment issues, so like he couldn't be away from my mom. So I remember my dad distracting my little brother, and me and my mom sneaking out together to go see this movie. And I just remember like huddling together in the theater because it was chilly, and just like watching this, and I was like, this is amazing. And then skipping ahead a few years, the third movie, and I was just talking about this the other day with a coworker.
Third movie?
Yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
I thought like the second movie was Harry Potter. I'm like, wait, what's the fucking first movie?
wait,
Yeah.
we skipped something.
Yeah.
No, the third Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, okay.
I don't. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly stopped when they killed Robert Pattinson. And I was like,
So the fourth
oh,
one.
man.
Yeah. Well, Alfonso Cuarón, who made like Roma, if you've ever seen that, that's like the big one he just did a couple years ago. But anyway, he's a really well-known filmmaker, and he directed that movie, and it's just unlike every other Harry Potter. It's like the greatest Harry Potter movie that there was. And
So he was different. Like that one was directed differently compared to all the other ones.
yes, yeah.
That's crazy to fucking think of. Because I know they did something with the music too.
Oh, really?
There was something that changed. I forget what movie it was, but I remember it was like the same composer or some shit like that for like the first 3 or first 4.
Yeah.
And then it changed, and you can like notice the nuances of difference and
Huh.
how like they got a darker producer, I think, to
Interesting.
compose it and stuff like that. Because at first they talk about how like magic itself in Harry Potter has a motif
Yeah.
of that clavi, whatever the heck, one of those old timey Renaissance bell type key instruments, and I forget the difference. I'll have to look that up later, but really,
Yeah, please
I love
do.
the Harry Potter series are really cool. A lot of cool facts in there of like
Yeah.
just the continuation of each series. But yeah, keep going.
No.
3 is definitely undisputed the best.
I would love
didn't even
to
see all of them, though.
I would love to know which movie that was that they changed the composer and everything. Just because 3 has such a unique soundtrack too, to match its kind of eerie tone.
Yeah, I forget what they did. Like I had a whole week of shit in class about that.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a great class.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah. But yeah. So
Yeah,
what about
sorry.
that one? It was
Yeah.
just so. Well, I mean, yeah, it's obviously the best Harry Potter. Like hands fucking down. Even diehard fans are like, yeah, it's 3.
Three is very yeah. The ending bit where Harry cast that giant Patronus, and
It was him.
yeah, it was always him, right? That moment really just stuck with me, and I was like, I want to be able to make people feel what I'm currently feeling watching this. And it's crazy because, like I said, I was talking with a coworker the other day about this particular scene, and he mentioned how his kids, they'll be running around, like maybe Harry Potter will be playing in the background, right? And like they'll check in every now and then, but mostly it's just playing in the background while they're doing whatever. But when that part happens, no matter what they're doing, everyone's attention turns to the TV and is totally glued on it. And like there's just something about that particular moment that was so powerful. I was like, I want to do that. I was like, that's amazing. So I don't know if that's specifically what got me into film, but we can pretend that was it.
Hey man, that's a good reference point. It's not saying like fucking bruh, Super bad. It got me, bro. I was like, you can do that, man.
Hey, Superbad's a good movie.
It is. It is for its time too, and
Yeah.
it's it definitely has a place. You know.
Do you feel like there was a particular moment for yourself where you were like, I want to make music? Did you grow up in like a music household? Did your parents really do it, or is it something you found on your own?
Well, it's so there's like levels to it, like because it was like, yeah, I grew up really into music, and I grew up like almost like interested in it because I would be listening to like whatever and be like, how do they make the snare sound the same every single hit? It sounds the same, like identical. Like, and I'm play kit, it's pow, po, pee, pow, as like a sixth grader playing drums or whatever.
Yeah.
You're still just like, even if I focused, it's not the same every hit. And it's like that made me go like, what? And my dad would be like, well, they have like things like compressors and whatnot that make it, you know, go through these things. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? And like that kind of thought was always like, or like my brother would always be like, yeah, the bass in this is pretty tight. And I'm like, bass? Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Bass? Yeah.
And then like you like see a clip of a band playing live and you're like, oh yeah, there's a bassist. And you listen into the record, you're like, oh, I can hear it like that's weird. And just like thinking about it like really abstract.
Yeah.
I thought of it really abstract for a while, and then like, you know, my uncles play music. My cousin was like is really good guitarist, and my brother was really good guitarist too.
Yeah.
And I remember he was just like, you should play drums. Like it was like simple that. I was like, you should do that. I was like, yeah, okay. And so I started playing drums. I just wanted to be good at drumming. And then I think by the time high school ran around and I found Boards of Canada, like a minute and a half of like tones, or like a minute song of like a guy talking about lava creating islands, and there's reverse synths. And it's like, this is on a record? Like, this is on a record.
Yeah.
Like, people pressed this to vinyl. There was multiple stages. There's credits to this. This is a thing.
How can something like this exist?
Blew my fucking mind. And so from there, I was just like, I want to do that. I want to make some weird shit no one's ever heard. Like, I want to have other people have this experience. And on top of it being so different to me and so like, what? It was like, I feel so peaceful right now. Like this is exactly what I've been looking for years. Like whether it was like the interlude to Blink 182 with like the Fallen interlude, how it was just like drums and cool guitar. And it's like, whoa, this is awesome. I want an album of this. Or like some fucking metal band has some like classic cool guitar interlude before some into the next song. You're just like listening to that song on loop and you're like, fuck, I want a whole band that just does this. And so finding Boards of Canada was like, this is it. This is what it's called. Like I found the name for it, like ambient or IDM or whatever. It's like, oh, it's like, because there's rock, there's rap, and then question mark and question mark and question mark. Right. They have to exist, these sounds. And so when I found that, it was just so much of a eureka and a holy shit and like I'm doing this today. Like, and I'm pretty sure like that week I plugged in my Casio to that multi-effects pedal and ran it through an amp and was just lost in me playing with the reverse delay and the feedback all the way up. Yeah. Just like me doing one chord, and I'm just sitting there in that chord. And I'm just like, wow, I could make this a song. Like, I could do a lot with this. And I don't know. That just made me go like, I want to do this literally forever and find every inch of this and make it whatever I want, you know. And then the rest is history from there, you know.
That's really cool.
It's just, you know, that self-discovery. What was your first like thing you did that made you be like, oh, this is cool? I feel like film is a little different.
It is. I think film is different in that the later you get into your career with film, the more you need other people and more money to get it done. The same is true in any art form. But music or say painting or something. Like there are other art forms that are sometimes more self-contained and more isolating that you can kind of just do on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Film is very much not that way. So
And film, not video.
I mean, video. I say film just because I think there is a difference. But video.
Yeah,
film,
I see video as like cell phone.
you could,
videos.
right? Yeah, like I think with the advent of cell phones and just in the digital age that we're in, everyone's kind of a videographer now, but not everyone's a filmmaker. And that sounds pretentious, but
Dude, you're talking to someone who like has multiple conversations with people about. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're a guitar player,
right,
or a musician,
right.
You're a writer or a musician. You're a producer or a musician, or you are a fucking all-in-one.
Right.
And there's levels to it, Like,
I agree with that.
You can have a guitar collecting dust in your room, be like, hey, I'm a musician. Because you can fucking play Wonderwall, bro. I'm like, yeah, I'm a guitarist, man. It's like, I bet you are, bro. Yeah, I'm a producer. I have an interface.
That's a good distinction.
People love saying they're producers because they're not wrong at the same time.
Right.
They have an idea and they put it through fruition. That's literally the definition.
Right. Who's to say if that's legitimate or not? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm an audio engineer. I record fucking field recordings on my phone.
But to answer your question, actually, really quick aside, I thought about one more thing. Spirited Away was also a really huge influence.
Oh, shit.
This was after probably the first or second Harry Potter, but I was still very young. I had to be between like 8 or 10. And my brother came home one night, the brother above me.
Had to be an older brother, yeah.
Oh, of course. And he was like, I have this movie. You need to watch it. You're going to love it. And I thought it was Spirit, that horse movie, that animated horse movie. And I was like, no, I don't want to watch it. He's like, just shut the fuck up and watch the movie. And he put it in. And I was like, I was blown away. I mean, that the short film that you helped with sound on was directly inspired by Spirited Away. It had that creepy mask figure.
Yeah, I think I even mentioned him, like, reminds me of No Face.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes. Yeah, dude, that was great.
Yeah, that was a fun short film.
I think about that from time to time of like, where are those tracks I made? Those would be cool if I put them out.
I think I might still have them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll find them. I'll take a look.
Well, yeah, give me a little list of like, because I'm pretty sure I like wrote a song or two for that.
Yeah, I will find. Yeah. But I started on YouTube. That was kind of my entry point to doing video. Like I'm talking like 2006 to 2008, like really early YouTube. And what was crazy was I started with my little brother, then I started with my best friend, and if we had been more consistent, there's no doubt in my mind that we could have been one of those like OG YouTubing channels. Just because we had ins with like some of the big YouTubers, that like some of those big OG YouTubers, we were like talking to them on YouTube because it was a small community back then. But we were also like 13. So we weren't reliable. We didn't follow schedules. Like we didn't upload regularly. When we did, we started amassing a following, but then we would fall off all the time.
That's a shame because like YouTube is so new. And like if you had like those stories or like your brother's friends or like whoever the fuck, because like as a musician, I know the road to becoming at least pretty official in yourself and community of like, yeah, you fucking make whatever, you throw it on a free site, you start small promoting, then you get on premium, then you do other shit like that. Like video is so different and nebulous. Yeah, because especially because all these things are coming out now and like starting up and changing
and disappearing.
And exactly. Like earlier today, I was just talking about how YouTube shoots himself in the fucking foot all the time.
All the time.
Like today, it's Chilled Cow. Are they back on? Do you know if they are?
I don't know.
Did you hear about that though?
Yeah.
Like so, like I think it could be the next downfall because do you remember 2010 YouTube with like animators?
Yep.
Like Egoraptor.
Oh yeah.
Like all the Newgrounds people.
Yep.
And
that was huge.
They would put shit out every week.
Yeah.
They were making a living off hilarious cartoons under 3 minutes.
It's funny because when you say 2010 YouTube, my mind immediately goes to the animation side of YouTube. Like that is like my definite.
Thank you for someone giving me a little bit of credibility.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're right. That is what was going on.
But I agree. That's a very specific time in my life too, and I remember that, and yeah, totally.
Yeah, like all those things I followed so much. Like I would watch every day. I would post and show them all my friends. Like it was, I would rather that than TV shows, and that was like when I was in high school and shit.
Well, kids today are literally growing up on YouTube.
Yeah,
for better or for worse. I mean,
I think it's a mixed bag. Same with everything.
I agree with you totally.
Because like you can abuse anything.
Yeah,
literally anything.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be a piece of shit with or without YouTube. And
I do agree with that, and I also think in some ways it is better than it's almost better than the internet that maybe we were exposed to. Because when I was 10 and I was on early internet like eBaum's World and News and Newgrounds and just like weird forum sites, I was giving our PC a fucking virus every other week, but also that was even more Wild West internet, like even more.
Oh my, and yeah, you get because you would get those lemon party links.
Oh yeah,
fucking meat spin.
Yeah, well,
and
classic.
And also you didn't know the internet. Like the internet has now been around enough to where it's like got these almost unspoken rules. Where it's like,
right.
No, you don't type in boobs.com and then
classic. I did do that.
I did that too.
Yeah.
Great site. A lot of cum shots. Fucked me up as a kid. I was like, what is that?
What is happening?
Literally, I remember my stomach turning upside down, going like, oh, this is way more than I bargained for.
Yeah.
Oh. And then like my dad was like, Bali? Like later that day, and I was like, yeah. He's like, did you on any sites today? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. He's like, okay, so don't do it again. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do it again. He's like, get away. I've never been so much more like, you were right.
Dude, I got caught real bad. I went to nakedgirls.com.
Oh my God.
My friend told me to do it on the school bus ride home. So I went home. I went over to my cousin's house. I was like, let's go look this up. And he was like, okay. And we're doing it. And of course, his mom walks right in as the site is up. She's screaming, calls my mom, and my mom's all pissed. And then my dad, my dad's just like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. My friend told me to look it up.
Porn, man. What the fuck you think I'm doing, man? You didn't have porn mags as a kid? Fuck off.
Yeah, right.
Like literally, like, I remember the change of my dad going like, I didn't do that stuff. Till like, yeah, I did acid at a Pink Floyd concert.
Wow.
He's like, I didn't like it. And like stuff like that. It's like, bro, I remember you said I never smoked.
I never
weed.
did any drugs. Yeah.
Never. Because like there was always moments where it's like, you totally used to smoke a shit ton.
Yeah.
Or, like before he came out to me about it. But he doesn't like at all anymore. But he would like be like, I just don't get it. Like cigarettes, they're standing there, they look so upset, They're like, nah, every time they're smoking. I get weed, it does something for you. But I don't get cigarettes. And I was just like, did you just like promote weed right now?
He sure did.
Yeah, so I was like, do you ever? He's like, nah.
I'm pretty sure my mom probably smoked like a couple times here and there, but I'm pretty sure my parents like never did any drugs.
I think my mom may have like tried coke.
Yeah,
and
okay.
been like, this is the worst night of my life.
Everyone, who doesn't? At least once,
Exactly. But like, oh my God. It's so funny. Shit like that. How did we get on that topic?
We went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I always do.
Yeah.
Trying to get back on track. Fucking yeah, so YouTube, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Early internet, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so YouTube is doing the same thing with these lo-fi channels now, I think like Chill Hop is next, Easy as Fuck is next. Anyone doing the live streams, I feel.
Well, ever since Google bought YouTube, I just feel like the whole landscape has changed. They're constantly coming under fire for their hypocritical implementation of their own community guidelines. I just feel like YouTube doesn't have a really firm grasp on their own site, and
100%.
It shows.
And it's almost like just pure aggravating.
Yeah,
when it comes
especially
to shit
for
like
creators.
That. Yeah, and I feel like a good portion of like these lo-fi channels shutting down could be like how DistroKid in particular lets samples slide like a motherfucker.
Mm.
And so maybe YouTube doesn't. And that could be at like Chill Hop or Steezy just playing all these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then like there's a couple songs in there where it's like, that is a blatant sample. That is a blatant sample. And it's like, you just played 15 songs with blatant samples that may have passed distribution, but not in the YouTube. Whatever you want to call it. Like, so I don't know, man. I think it's like a lot of this people like slipping through the cracks type shit. And then people catching them like, well, we got to make a big change. Because like people, it's YouTube's freaking out about the whole kids thing, you know, like how like I make sure this video is for kids or not for kids.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
When they have, I don't know if you know Your Mom's House at all. That
sounds kind of familiar.
It's like this one podcast. It's really cool. What's up, guys? Have me on your show. And they have this. They show this guy that's like this weird video that they found, and like they talking to this guy because he like put out this weird Craigslist post looking for men to come and have fun with him.
Okay.
And he puts out YouTube videos in like just like a bunch of random numbers and letters, like how a phone would generate a title. And he puts them out, and it's like him doing really gross, explicit things on YouTube, and it stays up
there.
It just stays up because it's so obscure.
Yeah,
there's like
the algorithm doesn't catch it.
It's like 30 views, and it's just Your Mom's House putting them up, going like, look at this fucking shit. It's like, yeah, my favorite video is like 76EU9 whatever 10, and it's just like so weird how these things can slip through the cracks.
Well, and there's a whole TED Talk I watched about the weird dark side of YouTube and how kids are accessing it. It's never anything super explicit that has a lot of views. Like there's this whole subgenre, weird community of different characters from known properties like Spider-Man or the girls from Frozen or whatever. They're all like just hanging out. Like it's just people dressed up in costumes doing really weird things. And it's never explicit, but sometimes it gets a little weird and inappropriate. But these videos get millions and millions of views of just kids watching it. And this TED Talk kind of goes down. I mean, the TED Talk was also about the dark web and how that's slowly becoming just regular web and how those two things are commingling, and eventually we're all just going to be on the dark web. But it was really fascinating to see how YouTube is still kind of the Wild West if you know what to search for. It's just that it's not surface level. It's like an iceberg, right? Like you don't see that, but just below the surface is all this shit.
Yeah, like just look at ASMR videos.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
Some can be extremely harmless and very actually kind of cool. It's like, oh, this is chill, whatever. But then some are like that girlfriend role play or whatever you want to. Like it's all that weird shit. And I'm pretty sure there's like a whole lane of like people like looking down shirts and stuff like that, where it's just like it's purposeful. Yeah, or it'd be like, or not purposeful, where it's just like a video of something else, and then, where it has like like a clip of like a reality show or something that was on ABC, and like the one contestant's like getting out of the water, and it's just like above tit view, and like that's all it is.
Weird.
It's so fucking weird, man. And it's like mini porn or something. Yeah. It's so I don't even it's and like I've honestly that ASMR roleplay stuff is pretty much mini porn.
It's right. It's like softcore porn.
Almost. And dude, there's even probably actual softcore porn on there. I saw a really
bizarre video of this dude. It was like a vlog, but it was like a really offbeat vlog. Like I thought this guy was gonna skin me alive if I ever met him. But it was just him hanging out with a sex doll like it was a real person. He didn't do anything sexual. He just like sat with it and ate with it, and then like sat on the couch and cuddled with it. I was like, what the fuck? And it didn't have a lot of views. But
it's supposed to be funny?
No. It didn't. There was nothing funny happening. He was just doing it. And it did have a lot of views. Probably had like tens of thousands, maybe 100,000. I don't remember, but not a million or anything like that. But I was just like, dude, what the fuck? is this? What am I watching?
Well, not to mention like all the food review people, or
Yeah.
well, when you get into vlogs, like there's some real insane people with vlogs. Like, like me mentioning your mom's house, like is very on point because that's all they do is kind of grab the dark side of.
Oh, really?
Well, they don't grab it; people just send it to them, and they're like, "This is on fucking YouTube," and it's like some guy calling for somebody to like beat the shit out of him, put him in a dress and stuff like that.
Oh, I gotta listen to this podcast.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's my favorite
Yeah.
thing to like listen to if I'm going on a drive. But fuck, it's so weird on what's just allowed to be put
I
on there.
know.
Like there's too much freedom by having a phone and access to the internet. Like it is almost vile. Some of the things that exist, man. It's
I was
wild.
just thinking about that kind of thing right before coming here. I don't know what prompted it, but I was just like, my parents and my older brothers, like most of my older brothers, like had most of their lives without phones. Like they just kind of existed, and I'm like, I've had a cell phone. I mean, I've had like a shitty cell phone at least since I was probably 14. And now it's I never go anywhere without it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what is it possible to exist in today's world without one? And if so, what does that feel like? Like I almost want to do it, but I feel like that's only something you can do if you have like a ton of money and you don't need to worry about business because so much of the world relies on having a cell phone at this point.
I wouldn't say a ton of money. I would say like a not complex life.
Right.
Like we
Okay.
are freelancers.
Right. Yeah.
Not possible to not have
literally
a
not
phone.
possible, yeah.
Nope. If you have a 9 to 5, who gives a flying fuck
Yeah,
about having a cell phone throughout the day? You need to answer your emails and come home to a fucking computer and
Yeah.
do your emails. And then, you need entertainment? You go on the TV.
Right.
But like, I don't. Yeah,
But
it
I don't know.
all depends, man. Because
Even with a 9 to 5, man, I feel like there's certain aspects of your life that may not be possible anymore with that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel, well, I'm trying to like word is that it's almost like, yeah, man, I'm getting off the grid. I just want to make my life a little bit more harder.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like you need that. Like,
Yeah.
by getting off the grid, you have to set yourself up to probably get off the grid. Like, got to turn off automatic payments, or like,
Right.
got to make sure that's on, or
I got to switch this over to this.
yeah,
or-
I gotta
right.
switch this over there. Like, I got to plan my day. So like when I come home, I get on the computer then, and then I can do all that stuff. And I close the computer, and then I'm off the grid, and then I do this and that. Or like, or I don't go on the grid, and I don't go on the computer at all, and I'm just fucking farming food. Like, what are
Yeah,
you doing?
Right. What are you?
So I just don't get that. Like, yeah, exactly. Unless you have a bunch of money, or I think a boring, like, not stressful life where it's like, I go to work, I leave. If they need me after hours, fuck them.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
they close at 5. They don't
Right.
need me, or something
Right.
like that. Or if they need me, they have my house number.
Do you think do you think that it would force you to interact with other people more? Do you think that it would actually be beneficial in any way?
No, because no one else is getting off their phone because you did.
Right.
That's almost selfish thinking that. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna interact with more people to be like, what? Do you have the time, bud? Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean you're gonna interact with more people? You're gonna creep out some people in public a little more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I understand if you want to take breaks from it or turn off social media.
Well, I actually
That's a totally different.
not having
thing.
social media right now is probably the worst thing I could do for business, but I just haven't. I mean, I have Facebook still, but just I'm using it mostly for Messenger. But not having an Instagram as a filmmaker is such a bad move.
Yeah. Why is that? Why are you doing that?
I never really had an Instagram, and then I got one for a little bit because everyone was like, "You need to be on here," and then I just like I was like, I'm not gonna make it a real Instagram. I'm gonna like post my writing to it. Like I like writing, so I was posting like sad boy poetry to my Instagram, and it was fun and it was cool, but it wasn't doing anything for me. And I was like, I don't want this anymore. And I got off, and I haven't had it for almost a year, and I know that it's definitely a bad idea to not have it, and I should probably get back on, but I don't feel the need to have it. Like, I don't desire it. I don't desire to be on Instagram or to be on social media.
And are
Which is
you successful?
I
Would
don't
you
know.
consider yourself like, I'm getting it, I'm getting the gigs, I'm doing the work, I'm busy, I don't need that?
To an extent,
Or are you
yeah.
like, I could hop in there, but fuck it.
I think it'd only be beneficial for business to hop on to like do
Yeah,
that.
of course. I mean, honestly, that's why do Forest Kids. I don't post a selfie to be like, this is fun.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, if I show my face, maybe people will check out my music more.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't fucking care about your posts. Like, unless it's like my buddies. Like, I have like 12 people I would really follow.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to say that because like I care about my friends' music, and like that's really like the main thing. Like I want to be in the loop for other people's things and see what other people got going on. And it's that whole influence thing. Like, oh, this person's doing that. I gotta fucking start doing something. Or like, oh, they're doing that. What? Oh, I got an idea now, or something like that. You know, I can't be stagnant. I like looking at other people, like what they're doing, like. What's the next cool thing everyone's hopping on?
Yeah.
Even though like I don't like to jump on trends. I'm just interested in the whole landscape of today. I think it's so interesting how shit changes in a drop of a feather.
Quickly, yeah. Like very quickly.
Like right now, like if you hashtag Corona or whatever the fuck, coronavirus, pandemic, no matter what, you're gonna have more people looking at your thing.
Yeah, right.
It's just dumb shit like that where you're like, oh, okay. Here's how I can use it to my benefit. But I don't ever let it like consume me or I'm like worried about it. Unless I'm posting music. Then I'm like, I gotta post it here, I gotta post it here, I gotta post it here. I gotta post it here. Only to get that comeback, you know, but
yeah, I think
fuck it for any other reason.
I think I'm being an asshole about it, man. I think I'm just like, fuck social media. I don't want to be a part of it. Like I think that I'm being truly, I think I'm just letting like ego or pride or something get in the way.
But no, I can see that, but I feel like it's all what you think it's gonna be. Like, make it about the video side,
right?
Only then, and have your Facebook be whatever you want it to be. If you want to use that, I feel like Instagram is super important. Like, it's a base now, at least.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Mikey Mayo earlier today. He's on TikTok now. He's looking at Twitch now.
Wow.
Like, you can't stay in one spot. Like, Reddit is a fucking definite.
Yeah,
if you want to get your shit out there. Like, really all what you want to do. Like, you could never post your face and only post part of your films and stuff like that or whatever. Like, you have film. So it's a million screenshots.
Right. Yeah.
Made for Instagram. I don't know. It's definitely beneficial, but I understand that whole, man, fuck that shit. But that's why I deleted my personal Instagram and I'm just doing Forest Kids now. Like,
right.
Why the fuck would I have a personal on top of me?
Top of your work one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've definitely been considering getting back on and doing it. I think that I've just been putting it off because, again, I'm just being an asshole about it.
I wouldn't call it being an asshole, man.
Yeah. But that being said, I think I'm missing out on things because I don't have it. Like people will send me stuff and be like, look at this shit on Instagram. I'm like, oh wow, maybe I should be back on. Like, oh wow, that's crazy. But at the same, it's weird though, because at the same time, film stuff is there's no clear path. Like a lot of people are still finding success in very traditional routes, film festivals, meeting the right person and getting their script seen, like.
I have no idea about any of that stuff.
Right.
So,
like,
yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
I haven't really heard anyone becoming a filmmaker through social media yet. People become influencers and video makers, like Casey Neistat, you know what I mean? Like he would probably consider himself a filmmaker. And I guess I do consider him one, but I probably consider him a videographer more than I do a filmmaker. When I'm thinking,
well, let's
let the dog in.
Bring the puppy in really quick. So tell me about anything you're working on now or recent stuff.
Yeah. Well, we just did that Internet Explorer
Just
music
that
video.
amazing Internet Explorer music video for people eating fruit. Please check that out if you have not. It's on our YouTube page and Facebook page. Evan fucking crushes it with his team.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Actually, out of that came a lot of music video requests.
Really? I bet, man.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Which is really great. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'm very appreciative of that. They're not really going to happen. Some of these are happening sooner than later. Some aren't happening for a little bit. Just schedule and
Dude, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
moving boxes.
The short film we just made last year actually just got into a festival in LA. Thank you.
Yes, the abortion one.
The
right?
abortion one. Yes.
All right.
But because of Corona, the festival got postponed.
Fucking course it did.
Yeah.
But at least it didn't get
Not
canceled.
canceled, just postponed.
I was about to say that's really
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the very, very early stages of pre-production for our next short film entitled Sugar. I say our because I don't believe in saying my. I just feel like...
Because you have a team working on this. Yeah,
right,
of course.
So, so that's that. If everything goes well, it will go into production come August, but, you have to raise all the money first, so...
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It'll probably be like $15K, I'm thinking. I'm hoping no more than that. I really hope no more than that. But yeah, I'm excited for it. And Sugar. It's called Sugar.
What's it about?
I'll give you the log line. I'm not very good at elevator pitches. But it is about a young woodworking apprentice who accepts a dinner invite from his new mentor, but quickly finds himself in an uncomfortable, intimate situation.
Lots to unpack there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start production for that in August?
Yeah, so we're thinking we run the Kickstarter from May through July, and hopefully we'll raise all the money necessary to make it, and then we're gonna actually be shooting on the West Coast because most of the crew at this point is out there. Yeah, and we'll see what happens.
So cool,
Thanks,
man.
Yeah.
Another reason to get back on social media.
GoFundMe. Well, that's definitely we're gonna have to make an Instagram specifically for the film.
Yeah,
and,
totally. You should. You should do a Facebook page for the film too.
Yeah.
Can't tell you how often my Crossing Bridges music is conflicted by Crossing Bridges the film and soundtrack on Google.
Crossing Bridges the film, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking, it's like it looks so foreign or something. But
yeah.
Whatever. It came out.
Did it come out already?
It's in like 2013 film or something. Yeah. It's like, God damn it,
Tell them to delete it. It's old now.
It's old. Yeah. It's probably really deep. It seems really deep.
Sure, but it's gone. The movie already happened. Like it came out. They don't need the Facebook page anymore.
Yeah, whatever, man. Like that's a goal for Crossing Bridges to outdo that movie. Like I think I have to beat like a couple thousand more likes.
You could do that.
I don't know. I feel like for Forest Kids, one thing has to blow up like crazy big. And then people will be like, oh, it's a whole thing.
It's cool that you have so many avenues with that project, though. In order, like anything could take off at any point, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I'm really trying to link them all as much as possible. So like, no matter what, if anything gets taken off, they're like, what's this thing it's a part of? Like, what's this mixtape?
Yeah,
or,
right.
Like, what's this collab track with this other person? And then like they do one search or they check the thing. They're like, oh, it's the same guy. Oh, he does all these? I don't know. That's just the fucking goal.
I mean, I love that because, I mean, I remember when you first kind of dropped it and talked, it was like, this is what I'm doing. And I remember thinking to myself, I have never seen anyone really try anything like this before. And I love the whole concept of it. I think it's really cool. I think it's crazy that you're constantly making different music for each of these kind of personalities. Like, that's insane.
That's a lot of mental things to unpack as well. Like my one friend said, like, when I was telling him about it a little bit ago, he's like, I think it's really cool. I was like, it's like your subconscious, man. Like, you make it into this world. Like, it's like your life. And I'm like, Oh, it is.
And you're just like, I'm gonna go have an existential crisis.
Pretty much. Like I was just like, oh, that's exactly what I was trying to do. It's really cool, man. I'm into it, but I'm really into what you're doing, and I just am so excited you came on, and this is really. It's really great to fucking know you, man, because I can see you making some amazing things in the future. Where I'm gonna be like, that's my fucking boy. You remember that music video we did a while? It was him. He did it. No, yes, it was him. Yeah, the one about porn.
Good video. It's a good video.
Oh my god, such a good video.
Good song. So fucking catchy.
Please go check out Internet Explorer.
Yes.
Do you have like a website?
I mean, I have a Vimeo right now. Again, I'm just totally. I got to rebuild everything.
He's off the grid.
Off
Evan
the
Galiffa.
grid, yeah.
You'll see his name.
Go check out. Go look up. By the time it gets dark, Evan. If you just look up "By the Time It Gets Dark" on Vimeo, you'll find it under my profile, Evan Galiffa. It's a short film. It's
really fucking beautiful.
Thank you. We'd really appreciate it if you watched it.
Pulls your fucking heartstrings.
Thanks,
and
man.
You will be pulled into everything else he does. So thanks so much for coming on, man.
Thanks, Paul.
And we'll probably have you on again, maybe when Sugar is a little more closer to being done, maybe. Or
yeah, I would love that.
I'd love to hear more about this film festival, if that, like, when it happens and what comes of that, dog. Like, fucking. Oh my God,
I
that's
will.
So
dude.
awesome.
Thank you.
Dude, what film festival is it?
It's the NoHo Cinefest in LA.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, location.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the place to be. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great, dude. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks,
and,
dude.
See you next time.